Welcome back. This section of the show is called Ask FPA. You can send your questions to tv@fpalex.com and include your name if you would like for us to use it in the air. Tonight, the question is, the holidays are especially hard since my mother died. Are there ways to cope with it better? Asked by Cindy in Lexington, Kentucky. And here to help me answer that question is our marriage and family therapist at Family Practice Associates, Mr. Raleigh Kincaid. And you send a show up here at the holidays all the time to help us to deal with the stress, for sure. And I said the holidays are a time of celebration, but some people are dealing with grief, and there's different scenarios of that.
Yeah, grief, you usually think of grief as one thing, somebody died and you're grieving them, but there's lots, and that is certainly grief, but there's all sorts of grief. I mean, grief is about loss. If you lose the way it used to be, the way you thought it was going to be, somebody's not able to come home for the holidays that you thought were going to be there. The setup is just not what you hoped for. There's a little bit or a lot of grief with all those things.
With death and divorce and any loss.
Yeah, and sometimes it's about those specific losses. This is the first Thanksgiving since Mother died, or this time last year Dad got really sick and was so it's anything that can be then directly associated. And holidays, of course, have their own the images in your mind and the way they're supposed to look, and then when that changes, for lots of people that's really difficult.
So how does a person deal with grief, deal with those kind of losses? Are there techniques to help?
Well, I don't know about grief. We've talked about it before, but grief kind of comes as grief comes. What you can't do is deny its existence. But I also think in holidays, especially if you have something going on, you acknowledge it, you note it, you honor it, but then you also try to make the best out of the day and try to find what's in this particular year, this particular day, that's joyful and that you can kind of lean into and also enjoy. But it's not about just pretending like there is no grief, but it's also not about letting it just sort of take over the whole day either.
But it is okay to grieve.
It better be, because you're gonna. Everybody does, and those particular times are some of the most difficult ones. I see a lot of people in therapy coming into what's it going to be like around the Thanksgiving table this year? What's it going to be like at Christmas this year? It's pretty common.
So is there anything I can do as a friend or a family member to help somebody who might be grieving?
Well, with people who are grieving, you have to kind of take your cues from them. Sometimes they will kind of let you know that they want to talk. Sometimes they'll let you know that they don't want to talk. Be careful with sort of big general platitudes about it. Well, the Lord needed your mom home. Things like that. You have to be careful with what you say. But certainly show love, show support, be present. And if they do want to talk about it, let them.
Listen?
Listening is always good.
Okay. Now, grief is a change. But there are also other changes at holidays that create some stress.
Well, there's lots of changes around the new year. One, there's the change of the season. There's the change of the school year's getting. It is a season of change. Your schedule changes. The amount of energy you're putting into living changes. You're trying to do the same things you normally do, plus you're doing all the Christmas decorations and the preparations and the cooking and the buying and the purpose of spending money. Lots of things go into making it a really difficult time.
What if tradition changes? Is that a problem?
It's a huge problem for many people, that this is the way we've always done it. And you honor traditions, and if you can keep them, keep them. But also say, if that's no longer possible, it's okay to do a new tradition, create a new tradition. So we always had this, but we can't do this anymore. Well, grieve that and let go of that loss, and then say, but what can we do now that can maybe be our new tradition?
Because change can be good.
Change is always hard, can be good.
Okay, just stress of the holidays. Are there some general things that you can do to manage that?
Yeah, don't overeat, don't overdrink.
Well, wait a minute, that's the holidays.
Yeah. Well, then accept the fact that you're going to be more stressed, because those things will cause you in the long run. It may feel good in the moment, but the payoff is sometimes not so great. And try to get some sleep, try to get some rest. Don't be afraid to take it easy.
Are the things you don't do at the holidays don't talk about?
Well, that's per person and per family. There are just some topics. I would say this year that talking about politics is probably not a great idea around some tables. There's a lot of hot, and in your family what the hot topic issues. I know in my family what they are. And some people seem to sort of cherish and relish lighting the fire. Personally, I don't think it's such a great idea.
Holidays are a time for celebration, but with it comes some stress and change, and we have to accept that and go on with the celebration.
Yeah, and try to find joy, and well, that's the general. Try to find joy in every day.
Great, great. We hope your holidays are good. We'll be right back.